Welcome back. Well, it is a tribute to SA Music Heroes concert getting underway later today and features literally renowned musicians. It honors and pays tribute to South Africa's famous icons of the musical arts.
One of the artists taking part is the man whose song you're hearing in the background. That is the legendary jazz artist Ndade Donlaka. He joins us now in studio, but he's not alone. Also joining the conversation is Zenzi Makeba and executive producer and director Ndade Mhangwani. A very good morning to the three of you. Thank you so much for joining us. Ndade Mhangwani, I'm going to start off with you. This is something that you've been involved in for almost about as long as I've been alive. I don't want to give away my age, but you know, for about almost as long as I've been alive, 24 years that this has been ongoing. I think the most beautiful thing is that it is happening even after the COVID-19 pandemic, that it was not affected terribly by the COVID-19 pandemic. Just talk to us about the importance of ensuring that it continues 2.5 decades in.
You know, it's quite exciting to find ourselves this day and age today, especially after the COVID. You know, it claimed so many lives. And here we are still alive. Let's thank the Lord to have kept us going. We must carry on the burden. I mean, I think of so many artists who have lost Wotsepo Tsula, Obrayu, Jonas Gwangwa. The list is endless. But now we're going back to life. Let's celebrate the fact that we are still alive. Let's celebrate the fact that God has kept us going. Let's celebrate that life must go on as much as we were hurt, as much as we went through trauma. But here we are. God says, go ahead. Let's go in and dance until dawn tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to invite you today. It's today at Moretele. It's not any other day. From 12 o'clock, we'll be starting the first band, and it will go on until tomorrow morning at 2 a.m. And with all these big bands, you know, assembling on the same day, 100% South African music. I want to keep it that way because I say we must share the cake, you know. And I have my legendary director, Don Laka, who will be celebrating 50 years in the music industry. And we have artists like Budaza, Amifaku, Tunokwe, Mafiki Zolo, eNCA, Amifaku, Berita, Squatter Camp. We've got all genres of music. It's not a gospel show, it's not a jazz show, it's a concert. Mhangwani. No, bring your dancing shoes, you know, don't leave your dancing shoes, and bring your hat for the sun because it's going to be scorching hot today.
Absolutely.
So let's look after ourselves. It's from 12 o'clock. Bring buy your ticket at CompuTicket. A lot of people buy tickets at corners which they don't know. And they but the young lady does not know that you bought a ticket for 100 rands. Buy the correct ticket and support us well because we want to make you enjoy yourself. Don't buy fraudulent ticket. I beg you, because if you come with a fraudulent ticket, we are going to scan it and chase you away.
And it's very true. And you know, and you're speaking about how you've got the likes of the legendary Don Laka. You know, your story in the music industry speaks significantly to how when somebody takes their craft seriously, there is no limit. You know, and you've managed to sustain yourself for these 5 decades simply because of how much excellence and work you've put behind your craft. What can we expect from you for this this wonderful tribute concert? And just talk to us a little bit about that music journey of yours. 5 decades is a long time. 50 years is a long time.
Indeed it is. And thanks for having me. It's been an incredible journey for me, you know, going up and down the industry and learning from back then when there was not much information, there was no television. The only way to get into the recording studio was to get some talent scout to come and scout you. If you were lucky, but I didn't get scouted. I scouted myself and took myself, you know, to the recording companies back in 1972 when I first made my first recording. And that's when I met people like Ray Peary, you know, similar guys back then before. And my journey has been the most exciting one, which I'll be putting in a book. How I met, you know, all the legendary people that has almost left us, most of them, and including Mama Miriam Makeba in Germany for the first time when I lived in Germany and in Frankfurt. and in late 80s. And Hugh Masekela, that's the story. It's just a long story of 50 years, which will be told in a book and a documentary. But today, obviously, after the COVID 2 years that kept us at home, I managed to release 3 albums: Passion, Reflections, and Uno Mundo.
Wow.
And one of the tracks that I started with comes from album Passion, and which will be performed with a full live band today. Nice. And I'll be introducing a lot of new stuff. Not, forgetting all the,
our
the memorable,
our faves.
the memorable ones,
There's
but
no wedding and there's no celebration if your songs are not playing. By the way,
I know that. And I've been warned.
Yes,
I've been warned. So, and I remember I was saying that if you stop playing the popular songs, the people will also stop coming to your shows.
Sure.
So I'll continue playing the popular songs because those are the ones that people know me by.
Ms. Zenzi, the importance of making sure that legends such as Ndade Don Laga, Ndade Jonas Gwangwa, and of course your incredible mother, Miriam Makeba, that it stays on. She would have been celebrating her 90th birthday this year in March. She's a March baby like myself. It explains why she's such an amazing human being. Just talk to us about the importance of making sure that music such as your mother's, legacies such as theirs, legacies that Hugh Masekela, they stay top of mind for South Africans. For people like myself who are in their 30s, who never got that opportunity to watch Miriam Makeba live in concert at her greatest. Just the importance of making sure that we still do play their music. We try and understand them and the messages they were sharing through their music.
Well, Mom Makeba always said to me that, you will not know where you are or where you're going unless you know where you come from. So generations will keep emerging. You're now in your 30s and you're here. They were once 30. And you have a legacy as well. She has a legacy. Everybody has a legacy. But I think what's important is what Baba Sam is doing, is creating tributes, such as the tribute that he's creating called the Tribute to SA Music Heroes. And that not only includes the people that are no longer with us. I don't believe people die. I think people transcend, they pass on. But the people that are physically with us, like the greatness of Brother Don and all the musicians that are going to be there, the young and the old. I think through his efforts, that is how we are able to ensure that we keep legacies alive, including y'all's legacies, because you got legacies as well too. That what you do is very important as well. So that's my 2 cents.
I think it is absolutely profound how you have managed to give platforms to even the rising stars of our generation, that is through this tribute concert. A lot of the musicians are not given platforms unless you know somebody in higher power, somebody, do you know what I'm saying? Sometimes there's politics in music even.
Everywhere.
Exactly. And what you've managed to do is to be able to provide platforms even for these young artists to showcase. I'll look at it in the lineup, right? The younger generation get to enjoy the likes of Makadzi. And get to actually understand and take in the music sense. What inspired you to start? It's not easy bringing artists together in one room in a disciplined way.
You know what inspired me to start this tribute concert? It's in 1997, 96, 94 from our independence. I kept on thinking, I followed the music of Mama Miriam Makeba and Bokai Vasminya when they were abroad. And I kept on asking myself to say, how can we keep this music going when they come back? And that's why when literally they came back, I made sure that I'm going to assemble them. And we started saying we must honor them for the contribution they've made to the South African music industry. And that's what we did the first day. We honored them. Every year, when we do tribute concert, we honor musicians and the people who have contributed to the music industry. So that's why we feature them together. And you can imagine it, Yuma Sikela, Leta Mbuli, all the big names together. I would sit with them. And my dream was to see them sing together and people coming to listen to their music. And don't forget, that time South Africa was was engaged with by Kwaito, Bo Arthur Mapfutlibom were the biggest thing. And somebody said, Prasem is bringing these old audits to come and sing for us. There won't be people at the show, and that day it was a sold-out concert. And that's why we took 4 off. From Orlando Stadium, I went to Pretoria, and the reason why I went to Pretoria is because I was born in Pretoria myself, in Valmanstad, next to Mamelodi. So I said, let me take this show so that I bring the music to the people where I was born. Although when I got there, I was rejected. They thought, I said, no, I'm a South African besides that. But besides, they didn't know that I was born go Valmanstad, go Pretoria. And today we are working very, very much well. And all these young artists, you know, today we have 25 artists featured in the show. We must be having 10 small artists. Every artist will phone me to say, please launch me at the show. And we have launched a lot of artists like Sahara. Mama Fikizolo, when they started, we launched them.
That's incredible.
You know, sometimes when I look back, I pride myself and say, God gave me this talent, and I hope I will leave a legacy of having introduced that and bringing them together. That's what I like. When I see small artists rubbing shoulders with the big artists at the backstage, that makes my day.